Remember, you do have the test next Wednesday, which is the date of 1/20, January 20th. It's going to cover equations and inequalities. All right? I want to go over the daily review today. I know some people had some struggles with, especially question number 2. All right? But let's look at number 1. What do you think most people who miss this question will put in as their answer? So if people get it wrong, what do you think the most answered question that is incorrect is? Sam? 2? Not 2. Dale? 48. Okay. Most people who miss this probably put their answer of 48 in. The reason is they just say x equals 8, so we'll say 4, well, x is 8, equals 8. Okay. What are they missing? Kaden? The multiplication symbol. So the real answer, to the question is 32. And you all did a great job with that. Just wanted to clear that up. All right. Now, identify the coefficients in the expression below. What is a coefficient? Let's start with that. Sydney.
A number that's in front of the variable.
Good. A number that's in front of the variable. Okay, let's go. What is a variable? Samantha. Any number in the equation? Letter. So any letter in the equation is a variable. So a variable is represented by a letter. It can represent any unknown value. That's why we use a letter. Okay? How many variables do we have in this expression? Annabelle? We have 2. So how many coefficients should we have? Caitlin?
2.
We should have 2. What is the obvious? What is the obvious one? Jordan? 4. 4 is the obvious, one of the obvious coefficients. The number in front of y. Okay. What is the other coefficient then? Owen. 1. Where 1 goes in front of the b. Okay. How many b's are there? There's 1. Okay. We don't write that because it's just a b, so it represents 1. Is everyone okay with that? The coefficients are 4 and 1. What is 14 called? 14 would be called the... Sam? It's called the constant. It's always 14. It's constantly 14. How many terms would this expression have? How many terms? Jack? There would be 3. Remember, a term is separated by a plus or a minus sign. I have 2 plus signs. So term 1, term 2, term 3. Those are your 3 terms. Are we good with the daily review? Does anyone have any questions they want to go over? Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and look at our lesson 3.5 guided notes. I want you to turn over to the back side. When we use an open circle, what inequalities will it represent? Paige. Good. Greater than or less than. When I use a closed circle, filled in, what inequalities does that represent? Caitlin?
Greater than or equal to and less than or equal to.
Got it. Really important there. So make sure we understand that. Okay. All right, in those 3.5 guided notes, under part 3, it says, let's graph Who wants to read that? Let's graph what? How was that read? There's part 3, your guiding notes. How do you read that inequality? Jordan.
Let's graph x is greater than or equal to 16.
Perfect. So let's graph x is greater than or equal to 16. I don't want to do this together. I want you to do it. Remember, graphing inequality uses a number line. There's a really big line underneath that problem. You can use that as your number line. Okay, this is guided notes 3.5 under part 3. Okay, yesterday I told you inequalities. We can just write the number that's given to us. We can put it in the middle, and you can put one number on both sides. That's all you have. Whoa. Can I put more than one number on both sides of it? Yes, absolutely. This goes on forever and ever. All right. X is greater than or equal to 16. What am I going to do first? Annabella. Good. We're going to put a filled in or closed bubble at 16. We are including 16. And then what direction does our arrow go? Does it go to the left or does it go to the right? Page. It goes to the right. That's what your graph should look like. Now, you should double check your work. Any of these highlighted or underneath the line should work inside the inequality. So, is 18 greater than or equal to 16? Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Please double check that. If you don't do that, if you do it, it tells you if you have the correct answer or not. That does not take long to do. Okay. Are you good with graphing it? I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to give you a graph now, and you need to write the inequality. Go ahead and write the inequality for both of these. This first graph up here, what is the inequality for this graph? 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. There we go. Alex.
The first one?
Yep.
X is greater than 52.
Whoa. Okay. X is greater than 52. Do we agree? Yep. Great. There's another way to write it. What's the other way to write it? Lila.
52 is less than x.
52 is less than x. You agree? I agree. Okay. We can plug in 54 is greater than 52. That's a true statement. All right, the second one. What is the inequality that goes with this? Maddie.
X is less than or equal to 4.
X is less than or equal to 4. What's the other way to write it? Caitlin.
4 is greater than or equal to x.
Perfect. Okay. 3 is under this line. So 3 is less than or equal to 4. That is true. Would you rather see an inequality and graph it, or look at a graph and write the inequality? So, if you'd rather graph it, raise your hand. If you'd rather write the inequality, raise your hand. Okay. Last class, it was like everyone was, I would rather write the inequality. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're looking, it's still in 3.5 guided notes. The bottom question, the three bottom questions there, I want you to answer. Okay, I want you to try those on your own. It says that you need to graph the situation, and then graph the inequalities and say whether the graphs are the same. Hint to you, when it gives you a scenario like that, it says graph the situation, write the inequality first, then graph it. That would be helpful. Don't go straight to the graph. Okay, two cities are more than 7 miles apart. What is your key word in this word phrase to help you determine the inequality? Annabelle. Good. More than 7. Okay, so what would the inequality be? Liam? So x is, what's the inequality? Greater than 7. I agree. All right. Now graphing it. What would I do to graph this inequality? Jordan.
Open circle. Then have
Open
an arrow,
circle
and then have it point
at
at 7.
7.
And then have an arrow pointing to the right.
Good. 8 is a possible answer. 8 is greater than 7, which is true. Okay. The high temp today was less than 30 degrees. What's the key words in this word phrase? Nadia.
Less than 30 degrees.
Less than 30 degrees. So what would the inequality be? Jack.
X is less than 30.
Good job. Creating our graph. All right. How do I grab it? Cindy.
Put an open circle over 30.
Good.
And then an arrow pointing to
Good. Anything to the left of 30, not including 30, could have been a possible high temperature. Okay, the last one says graph those two inequalities. You did not get to graphing, that's fine. But you can look at them and you can determine, are they the same graphs? Kate, you're shaking your head no. Why not?
One of them 5 is larger than x, and one x is larger.
Good. So one of them, x is larger than 5. The other one, x is less than 5. What else would look different in your graph? Okay? The circles would look different, right? One would be open, one would be closed. Good? Perfect. Okay, go ahead and we are done with 3.5 guided notes. Now, 3.6. We're going to go over a situation that is a real life situation. I will give you a personal story of why it is true. It says, suppose your aunt has a bank account in which she has to keep a balance greater than $150. She has $290 in her account at the moment. For which amount can your aunt write a check and have the balance stay above $150? Stay above. Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you have a bank account. You might have a bank account. Okay. If not, I'm assuming your parents have a bank account. Maybe that's where it stays. It's connected with theirs. When you have opening a bank account, you need a certain amount of money in your account. Okay, that's one way the bank holds you accountable and that you're a member of that bank. Okay? And so they can use your money to pay other people. Right? They give it to you back. Okay, so if you are not over $150 in this scenario, you're most likely going to have to pay a fee. because they want you to have $150 in. So let's say you had $100 in your account. The bank is going to say, you don't have enough money, you owe me $10. All right? This happened to me one time. Okay, I was just out of college and I changed banks. I had 2 bank accounts then. One was my main one. This is the one I was trying to get rid of. So I just was not using the account, and I would use it every once in a while. And my account was getting low. I wasn't putting money into it. So what happened was I stopped looking at it, and I found out that I was getting charged $10 a month because I was below the amount of money that needed to stay in there. So, future, make sure you look at your accounts. Make sure you stay above, because I lost like $50 because I wasn't using this account anymore. I should have just taken everything out and put it into my new account and just got rid of the other one. Charged me money. So, real life situation, this is a true statement here. It says that use the inequality $290 minus C is greater than 150. Decide whether the inequality is true or false for each amount. Okay. I'm trying to pull this up here so you can see it better. There we go. You can watch this little video. Bank account or the ATM machine just took her and then spit her back out. Really weird. All right, so just like equations, inequalities can have one-step problems. In this scenario, $290 represents what? Okay. Good. The amount of money that's in the bank account right now. Minus C. What does minus C represent? Samantha. Good. The amount of money you're going to take out to write this check, okay, is greater than $150. What does $150 represent? Jordan.
How much money should we stay above?
Good. How much money we need to keep in our account so we don't get these fees? Okay. So go ahead and show me work to figure out, can you write a check for $59? Can you write a check for $75? Can you write a check for $142? Show me work to decide if you can write a check using this one-step inequality. All right, I want your eyes up here. In case you weren't sure what to do, we're going to use the inequality. 290 minus C is greater than 150. We're going to plug in these amounts that we wrote a check for and plug it into the inequality using substitution and see if it's a true statement. So 290 minus $59, is that greater than 150? What's 290 minus 59? You got it? Caitlin. 231. Is 231 greater than 150? Okay, true statement. Can I write a check for $59? Yes, absolutely. Okay, what about $75? You take 290 minus 75. Is that greater than 150? What's 290 minus 75? Audrey. 215 is greater than 150. Is that a true statement? Yes, so I can write a check for 75. 290 minus 142, is that greater than 150? 290 minus 142. Jack. 148 is greater than 150. Is that a true statement? No. So yes, yes, no. All right. For this equation, you could not write $142 check. But in real life, this is your money. Could you have written a check for $142? Yes, you could have. What is going to happen then?
You get charged.
You'll get charged that fee like what happened to me. Right? Okay? So yes, this is all of your money, but they are saying, we are holding on to your money, we need to get paid for that, and if it's not a certain amount, then we're going to charge you money. Questions? Alright, I want you to go ahead and we're going to move on to skipping the next question, going down one, where it says, which numbers are solutions of the inequality? 3k is less than 21. Please show some work. Then I want you to decide which is the correct answer, A, B, C, or D. When you have an answer, A, B, C, or D, you can put your head down, close your eyes, and we're going to share our answers. I'm going to go ahead and see your answers. If you're not done, it's okay. If you think the answer is A, one only, please raise your hand. You know, your heads are down, eyes are closed. If you think the answer is B, 1 and 2, please raise your hand. If you think C is the correct answer, 2 and 3, please raise your hand. If you think D is the answer, all of those are solutions, please raise your hand. Raise your hand if you feel a little confused right now. Okay, heads up. All right, so what we're doing is we're taking this one step in equality. 3k is less than 21. We're going to substitute these values in for k. So 3 times 4 is less than 21. 3 times 4 altogether is 12. Less than 21. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Yes. That means that is a solution. What about 3 times 7 is less than 21? 3 times 7 altogether is 21 is less than 21.
No.
No, that is not true because it does not say equals. So I cannot that one. 3 times 12 is less than 21. 3 times 12 is 36. Less than 21. No. Correct answer is A. Alright, last thing I want to show you before we leave today. Just like equations, we're going to use inverse operations. So what is the inverse operation of addition? What is the inverse operation of multiplication?
Division.
What's the inverse operation of subtraction?
Addition.
The inverse operation of division?
Multiplication.
Did I hit them all? Did I? All right. So, on your guided notes, turn it over to the back. In that chart, you should see on the top left of the chart, it says x is greater than 4. Below that, create this graph right here. rate these graphs. They are in the same order as your paper. They don't have to be perfect. You just want to put one number to the left of 4. That's fine. Just be very clear whether the circle is open or closed and what direction your arrow is going in. All right, you should have those drawn or close. Now we're going to solve the inequalities. So I have a plus 15 is less than or equal to 19. What time is it? T-chart time. Just like equations, we're going to be using a T-chart. Inverse operations here. What am I going to do to both sides? Samantha. Minus 15. Minus 15. What will I have left on the left-hand side here? Jordan. Good. A. 19 minus 15 is, Sam? 4. What is going to go in between A and 4? Maddie. Not an equal sign. An equal sign would have one answer. A would equal 4. These are inequalities, so we can have more than one answer. So this is very key. A lot of people will bring equal signs down. You have to bring the inequality that is in the original problem down after you've solved it. So A is less than or equal to 4. Will it go in A, B, C, or D? Leon. D, yes. D is correct. 2 is less than or equal to 3. You will have to solve these. It's just like equations. Just don't forget to use an inequality that they've given to you instead of an equal sign. That's the majority of what your homework will cover.